but we'll go ahead and get going.
Yeah, that's
So this morning's practice, I want to discuss,
Sorry, we're
Okay.
just scheduling our pickleball. Sorry.
Pickleball's taking over the studio. So I met up with a girlfriend of mine for lunch the other day, and I don't know if you have any friends like this through the pandemic where it's been like pretty impossible to get your schedules to match up, even though it's not like that we're overly busy right now, but things just keep getting in the way. Anyway, I have a girlfriend like this, and literally we have tried to get together 4 or 5 times this year. And we bypassed each other's birthdays. She has a birthday in February, I have a birthday in March. We didn't get to see each other. Anyway, we finally met up for lunch last week, and we hadn't had a chance to really catch up and to hear what's going on in each other's lives. And this person always has it together. She always like looks amazing, and she is amazing, and she's extremely talented. And she's an artist, and she's a classical pianist and opera singer. And she landed a record deal with Warner Brothers a number of years ago, and it completely fell apart the week before her release. And so all this work she had put into it, all the songwriting, all the, like, she had done videos, like the photography, like literally everything leading up to this release. And this particular release of hers was under a special project that was going to be breaking her from the unknown scene. So she was not on social media whatsoever. So since that happened, and then the pandemic happened, you know, everything has changed, right? The world has changed. The music industry has drastically changed. And so anyway, when I met up with her, she was completely disheveled. And I could tell, like, disheveled mentally, emotionally, not just physically, right? And she sits down, I'm like, how are you doing? And she was like, I'm waking up with panic attacks. So we started talking about it. I'm like, why are you waking up with panic attacks? You need to get back into your yoga, you know, start meditating again. She has a practice of meditating. And she said, what's killing me is the fact that the music industry now requires, if they're going to sign anybody, if they're going to talk to an artist, if they're going to even consider remotely signing someone, it's not even about their talent or what they've done through experience. It's about how many viral videos do you have on TikTok, which is, to me, sad. And to her, extremely frustrating. Because the last deal she had, it wasn't even about that. And now she's being told it's all about that. So she's trying her hardest through this pandemic to grow a fan base, to get her music out on her own, basically to be her own manager. And she's just dumping money left and right, trying to get help to figure out the whole social media thing. And it's literally like driving her mad, you know, and creating panic attacks. So I wanted to share that story because it doesn't have to be an artist in the music industry. The world's kind of crazy right now. And what we need to maintain is not just our physical health, but our mental health, our emotional health, our spiritual health, and discovering whether or not we're striking that work-life balance. It's so important right now. So we're going to start in a position of passive crocodile, and I would suggest an open blanket. Anytime you see me doing something like this with props, I would say go ahead and match it up. Because there's a reason why I have the blanket here. We're going to be eventually lifting a knee, and that little bone on the inside of the knee can be challenging with the lift floor, so it gives you a little padding. But we're going to start in passive crocodile, where we're on our bellies and the feet are apart. The chest is lifted. The arms are crossed in front of the shoulders. And then we bow the head. And relax the shoulders. And feel the weight of your brow resting on the back of your hand.
Close your eyes. And start to breathe the air that's tunneling underneath the arms. And just take a moment
to feel your belly at rest and maybe some movement you experience here as you breathe. I saw this post the other day and it reminded me of my lunch with my friends, so I wanted to share it. Your body is not your masterpiece. Your masterpiece is your life. Yet think about all the subliminal and overt messages that we receive daily concerning our bodies and how they should be a project. Wondering what we are doing with it and for it and how we are dressing it. Yet the body only makes up one piece of the pie. What about your mental health? What about your relationships? What about your work-life balance? Is there any way that we can all stop obsessing or cursing or attempting to find or reach perfection in our physical body? And instead just promote happiness, health, and well-being?
Disconnected, ready to air.
Sorry about that. So when we're going through the practice today, consider how we're using these postures to open, to strengthen, and to stretch the body. But we're doing so much more than that. We're helping to cleanse and open and stretch the mind as well. We're trying to open and strengthen and stretch the heart as well. So go ahead and set your personal intention to improve all these health matters within you, so that you're catering to several pieces of the pie. Now on your next in-breath, let's go ahead and turn onto the left cheek and open up the arms to goddess arms. When you lower down to the left cheek, lift your right knee up so it's in line with your right hip, separating the right foot from the sticky mat onto the blanket. So it's like you're doing a half frog leg. When you lower down to the left ear, close your eyes. You might even notice a little humming sound or a little vibration stemming from this building. On the other ear, catching the music coming from the speaker. Can you mix your breath in with the sound? So it's just a light, whispering type of ujjayi breath. When you alter to the ujjayi breath, you may actually feel your chest expanding, your upper back expanding. I'm going to warm up this hip a little bit more. We're going to change up our positioning. So on your next in-breath, you're going to slowly lift the face and neutralize the neck so you're looking forward. Walk the forearms closer together, stacking the elbows underneath the head of the shoulder bones, spreading out through the palms of the hands, stretching back through the left leg. See if you can retract the navel. See if you can fly up with your heart. Take some deep breaths. Feel free to angle your head and neck in any manner that's going to be more comfortable. And then affirming here as you hold I rise joyfully to greet each and every new opportunity. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and take the right leg back. We're gonna curl the toes under. We're gonna create fists and push down through the back of the hands. And you're gonna pop up through the pelvis. Your thighs are hugging in, your belly's hugging in, and you're strengthening your upper body. Try to hover and hold here. Keep the neck in line with the rest of the vertebrae. One more deep breath. And then exhale, go ahead and sink back down to the pubic bone, untap the toes, separate your arms again and lower to your right ear and cheek, and slide your left knee up. Look to the inside of your left foot, creating that half frog leg. And just close your eyes. Soften the muscles of the face. And then you just hone in again upon the senses. And then withdrawing the senses. Mixing your breath in with what you're hearing. Doing more chest breathing with that light ujjayi breath. And on your next inhale, let's gently lift the face off the ground. Let's draw the arms back in. So it's one of those hybrid poses mixing two postures together. This way we're opening up the hip and the heart. Noticing perhaps which hip is a little bit more sensitive. Pressing down through the elbows, flying up through the chest, lengthening back to the right leg. Finding a comfortable position for your head and your neck, setting your drishti on one place so it's fixated. And breathe. Your next inhale, let's slide the left leg back. Let's create the fist again, curl the toes under. We're gonna pop up one more time into this variation of forearm plank. Sometimes when we get into this position, we tend to sail the hips up, but just remember we're not going for down dog yet. Stay long, stay strong. Now on your next inhale, go ahead and lift the hips a little higher. That way you have some space underneath the body to crawl the knees up under the hips. Now solidify the palms back down to the floor, spreading them out nice and wide, and roll open into a version of cow. And as you exhale, round it out like that. All right, continue the sequence. Inhale, go in the back. Exhale, hollowing out the belly. Do one more. Flowing in sync with your breath. Now neutralize the back. This time we're going to lace the fingers together and squeeze the palms shut. Make sure that your elbows aren't any wider than your shoulders. Curl your toes and you're going to lift the knees and push back into dolphin. This is the easier form of dolphin with the hands together. And the hands coming together helps to loop the life force energy, connecting the left to the right, the masculine to the feminine.
Take one last breath. And then exhale, gently land down to your knees and untuck the toes. Now stack onto hands and knees. You're welcome to keep the blanket there for extra padding. We're gonna move into cat-cow, but we're gonna be doing it a little bit differently today, since today is the lion's gate. So this is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna inhale to cat, and as we exhale, we take the cow with the lion's breath, okay? Inhale to cat. Exhale to cow with lion's breath. Continue. Two more. Last one. All right, now plug the belly in, curl your toes under, and launch into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now, if your hands and your feet are now off the blanket, you can use one of your hands to fold it up and kind of slide it off your mat. When you return, focusing on the foundation of the pose, press into your palms, stretch back for your arms and back. Let your head bow between the arms and look in the direction of the feet. And I'll slowly begin to travel the feet forward to the top of the mat. And just lower down as if you're folding yourself in half. Shifting your weight forward towards your toes. Letting your arms and head dangle freely. This is opening up one of the main energetic channels in the body. The urinary bladder meridian, according to Chinese medicine. So one last breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms to the sides and up overhead. And then bring the hands together and down to the heart. We're going to begin with some Surya Namaskaras. Inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up. Exhale, begin to fold down to your Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen out. Exhale, we plant the palm, step it back. Rock forward and drop to Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. Now hold it here for several breaths. So we don't want to over muscle or strip the muscles. If we're doing that, we're too caught up in the physicality. So go back into the spirit of yoga by incorporating the breath. And the breath will help to tune you into your body, to listen and to honor your body, and will aid with your mental focus. Letting calmness radiate throughout every fiber of your being. So on your next inhalation, you can step, lunge, or float the feet together to Ardha Uttanasana at the top. Once we meet here, we'll exhale, drop back in. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do two more just as a warm up. We'll add in more postures. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, drop back in. Inhale, give yourself a little pick me up. And exhale, step it down the mat. Shoulders cranking past the wrist to drop to that low push up. Inhaling to a back bend. And exhaling, drawing in from the navel and sailing back over the feet. Master your breath here. Next inhale, let's come to Ardha Uttanasana at the top. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands come back to sanity. All right, one more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Open the heart on the in breath. Carry yourself back on the out breath. One part physical, one part breath, one part focus. Think of these things as being part of a recipe for success in your practice. The masterpiece is not the body, the masterpiece is your life. Inhale, feet come to the front. Elongating the vertebrae. And then exhale, melt down. Inhale up to the top. And exhale, hands to heart. Now we're gonna add in some standing poses with the next one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Out and lower back in. All right, we're gonna be stepping back. Inhale, step back with your right foot. From here, offset your right foot, plant it down, coming up warrior one. So when you arrive to warrior one, make sure that front knee stays lunging, the back body hips rolling towards the front, your arms are framing the face, the palms turn to face one another. Drill the feet down. And then I want you to activate your root lock, pull up through the pelvic floor. Notice how it changes the iliopsoas and the glutes. And then pull up through your navel center. And then open up your throat center, bring the palms together, exalt the warrior. So we're bringing in those locks to send the energy up in the direction we're facing. Exhale, circle the hands around you, bring your chin to be parallel to the floor. Either wrap your arms or lace your fingers. And now humble warrior. Draping to the inside of that front knee. Now once you're here, keep the shoulders cranking back, whichever arm position you chose. Slide your left hip towards the back wall. Exhale, release your hands, spin off the back heel, lift your head knees out. Good, left foot steps, plank. Once both hands are solid, rock forward, lower down to chaturanga, but come to the floor. Okay, when you come to the floor, feel free to drape down to the brow. The hands are gonna stack palms open at the sacrum, more around the kidney region. Your legs are gonna shoot back. And on your in-breath, your right arm's gonna release as you lift up and send that right arm out in front. As you exhale, the right arm comes to the low back and you spill to the chin or brow. Inhale, left arm circles around. Exhale, release. We're gonna do this twice more at each side. Take your time. Very controlled breath. Once you complete that set, locate the hands up underneath the shoulders. Push up to table, stack the hands below the shoulders. All right, inhale to cat. Exhale to cowet lion's breath. Good, inhale, cat. Exhale, lion's breath. Last one. Draw the navel in, curl your toes under, press back, downward facing dog. And breathe here. Take that sequence to the other side. So we're gonna launch that right foot to the front of the mat between the hands. Give yourself a helping hand if it doesn't want to come all the way with. Once you have this kind of runner's lunge, offset, plant your left foot. And when you're ready, inhale, rise. Warrior one. So when you come to Virabhadrasana 1, focus on feet first, legs and hip next. And then draw in through the infrastructure, up through the pelvic floor, in and up through the navel center. And then bring the palms together to exalt the warrior. Affirming here, I attune myself to the will of the higher power. How are you directing your energy during this portal of the lion's pit? Exhale, circle the hands around behind you. Lace them together or crisscross the other way. Either one will work. Shoulders draw back, hinge to the inside of the knee, bow the head. Drive your right hip closer to you and send it towards the back of the room. Breathe. Inhale, lift your head up. Exhale, release your hands down and spin off your back heel. All right, we're doing one more vinyasa here. Step back, length. Exhale, down to the ground. All right, we're gonna do that locust again. So untuck the feet, stretch the leg bones back, hands open. All right, when you're ready, inhale, right arm circles around in front, using back strength to rise. And exhale, lower. Take it to the left side next, and continue. Once you complete 3 sets to each side, hands below the shoulders, push up to table, set up for that cat-cow at lion's breath. Inhale to cat. Exhale, lion's breath and cat. 2 more. Now draw the navel in, curl the toes under, launch back to downward facing dog. You can choose to meditationally walk, lunge, or float the feet to the top of the mat, whatever's in your practice. Coming up halfway when you do, and then exhale, let go. Inhale to the top. And exhale, Samasthiti. All right, so we're gonna play around with some balancing poses so that as a reminder of being the question, are we keeping a work-life balance? Are we maintaining a balance physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? All right, so the first thing I want you to do actually is step forward with your left heel. And then spread the toes and shift your weight onto the foot. Now I want you to notice the difference in how that left leg feels versus the back. This is gonna be our standing leg, so take your left hand to your hip and you're gonna flex your right ankle and catch the right knee, Padangusthasana A. Focus your eyes at one spot. And then open the hip to B. Lion's gaze references the serious star. And we're gonna fly the arms up in an L-shaped manner and take the right leg out to the right side, 4-point star from standing. Bring both hands to the hips, lower the right foot but not to the ground, and then start to tilt forward, airplane. Start to come up, but send the right leg forward, Padangusthasana D. Elevate the right knee, but catch it with your left hand. Send your right arm back behind. When you're ready, step the right foot back. Keep the arms out, warrior 2. I know that was a lot on one leg. Now, if you're leaning forward with your trunk, pull that waistline back. Good, activate your bandhas, root lock, belly lock. Flip your hands and push out through the heel of the hands. Good, now turn your palms open, flip the fingers down and press through the heel of the hands. Glance at your left thigh. Is the knee caving in? If it is, open it out so you can see the big toe. Good, flip your hands, push out through your wrists. This is good for our texting hands. And then open the palms, flip the fingers, press them out one more round. Good, now keep the hips open, but set your hands down. And then casually walk the left hand more to the inside of the left foot. And then you're gonna crouch down and get a little lower. Active Spider-Man pose. Breathe. All right, turn the back foot, spin your hands to face the front, and just stay stacked here in this runner's lunge. Now you'll notice if the back knee starts to dip and that back leg gets heavy and starts to drag, it's gonna move into that iliopsoas muscle. But the active way is plucking the hamstrings up so you're not feeling that deep stretch in the hip. You can really approach it either way at any time. They just have different benefits. All right, when you're ready, kind of rock forward and back with that back foot and let it springboard you forward, flattening it down and then lowering the head and the heart. And hopefully you'll notice a difference between the two legs at this point. You may feel longer or more stacked on your right side versus your left. All right, inhale, coming up. And exhale, hands to heart. So I'm gonna sit back. You don't have to, you may have space. But I want to bring the right heel forward. Spread the toes. Bra on the base of the foot, shifting your weight, stacking the joints and bones. Tadasana leg here, right hand to hip. And that should make it a little bit more accessible to maneuver into Padangusthasana A. If you modify this round. sanity. And then arms out, leg out, 4-point star. Little nod to Sirius, the star. Hands to the hips, lower the left foot, but instead of planting it, we're shifting. Airplane. Bring it back through, Padangusthasana D. Knee bent, right hand catches, left arm back. When you're ready, separate that left foot. That right knee lunging, spread out through the arms, warrior 2. All right, now make sure your torso has equanimity through the waistline and then push out through the palms. You have to put your energy into it to feel the effect. And then flip the hands open, turn the fingers down, and reach. Good again, flip the hands, press out. I like to neutralize my neck when I'm doing this, so the chin is in line with the chest. And then turn the fingers down. Good, when you're ready, lower the hands down to the floor. And then walk your right hand over towards the inside of the right foot. Bend the elbows and crouch lower. Keep that right thigh and hip rolling open. Keep your breath flowing. All right, spin on around. Face the front. Got this lunge happening again. And it, just kind of determines for yourself, for your life, what do you need? Maybe you need the iliopsoas stretch. Maybe you want to be more yin in the approach. Maybe you want to be more active. Either way, let's start to rock with that left foot. Springboard the back foot forward and slowly descend down. All right, we're going to do one more of those flows, but it's going to be slightly different. And I'm going to give you the choice. You can keep it modified, or you can extend the leg this time and pada A and B. Inhale coming up. And exhale, hands to heart. I'm going to step back again because I like stepping forward. I like the way that feels to get in position. All right, we're going to step forward with the left foot, condition it down. And then this is what I mean. If you want to do modification, great. That's what we've already done. But if you want to tie the toe and extend the leg out, you can. How to be straight or bent leg. And cautious with the transition if you have a straight leg. You got it. 4-point start. Hands to hips, lower the right foot, and then slide it back. Dekasana airplane. Come forward, pada D. Struggling with balance this morning. First day of school. Left hand, bent knee, right arm back behind. Right leg back, arms lift. Heel of the hands, push out. All right, flip the hands. And again, I like my neck to be neutral when I'm doing this with the hands. When I try to turn it, I feel the
side of my neck. I don't like the way it feels. Okay, we're not going to come into the Spider-Man. We're actually going to come to lizard. So heel toe the left foot over. So the hands are down on the inside of that foot. You can sink that back knee if you so choose. You can bring blocks to have your elbows at rest. Or if your body allows, you can come on down. Choose one of those positions. So if you are using blocks, you may want to stack on hands, come to table, and then drop to forearms. If you've been here, you don't have to do that. You are already in the position with your arms, so you just tuck the back toes, and you're gonna step the left foot to forearm plank. If I put you in table and dropped you to your forearms, you're gonna send one foot back and the other and take forearm plank. Good, now I want you to lift your hips, but notice the feet are so far away. So baby step the feet towards the face and fly the hips up, 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 up and away. Dolphin. In yoga kids, we used to add in the dolphin breath by popping the lips. If you want to be a little playful. All right, come down to your knees. Restack onto your palms. Go back to down dog. Because we got one more of those flows. So bring the feet to the front. Pull down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. All right. And step forward with the right foot. And your choice. Pada A, modify, or left leg extends. So if you want to amp it up and advance it, your choice. Opening it. Oh, my boys, jitters. All right. 4-point star. Hands to hips, lower the foot. Then crank that left leg back. Hinge forward from your hips. Bring it through to Pada D. Anybody else getting a foot cramp? All right, twist. Left leg back. Oh my God, I did so much better yesterday with this. Feel the hands push out. Hands flip, fingers down and press out. Let's just do that one more round. Oh, it feels better actually. After doing that several times. All right, helicopter the hands to the inside of the right foot, spin off your back heel, and then heel toe the right foot over to the side. And then this is where we'll step up. If you need a knee pad underneath your left knee, add it in. If you need to be on blocks to secure the forearms, maybe it's possible to drop down, but don't force.
All right, so this is where if you have been using blocks, you're gonna transition to table so your forearms can go to the floor. And if you've been here with me, you're gonna tuck the back toes and step the right foot back. Which is a little tricky. From forearm plank, let's go back to dolphin. This is our last dolphin here. So press into your hands. Send the head back between the arms and make sure your scalp doesn't touch the floor. One last breath. And then exhale, land to your knees. Once you land to your knees, untuck your toes. Hopefully you guys can do this with your knees. You're gonna separate your thighs wide. I'll just face you for this. And your hands are gonna try to turn towards your body. If it won't do it, please don't force it. So this is the lion's pose. So we're gonna do the lion's breath 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Expel the tongue. 2 more. Last one. Good. Off your hands. Shake them out if you need to. Come down to a seat. Send the legs out. We're gonna do 2 more postures, and then I'm gonna talk you through a little guidance for Shavasana to honor the lion's gait today. So your right knee can bend. And so if you find that this just feels weird, gets in the way, you can have your knee open. So don't feel like it always has to be lifted. If this feels good though, you might want to cross it over. Okay, so there's 3 variations you can choose. But remember, the left leg is meant to be active, so engage your quads, push down through your thigh bone, press out through your ankle, and lift and bring your toes back towards you. Wherever that right foot is, stand it solid on the mat so that knee is pointed towards the ceiling. Wrap your left arm around the knee if you're doing this one. But then I want you to use your right hand to slip and to pull the belly in and to twist the abdomen more. Set the hand behind you, lift up to the top of the head, and then exhale, push into your back hand to roll the right shoulder back a little more. Notice if that took you deeper. You don't have to go any deeper into the pose, but if you want to incorporate your neck, you can turn your head. Channel your breathing. Exhale and one. All right, slide your right leg out. Remember, anytime you need to open twist and you don't want that knee in the way. You know, there's days where you feel bloated. It's like that. Yeah. Lift your left knee. See how that feels versus crossing it over, which feels better. And then activate your straight leg and foot. Plug that knee in. Now lift through your side waist. Slide that left hand to the belly. Help to spin it. And then set the hand behind you. Push into the left fingertips to roll the left shoulder back. Rotating a little extra through your ribs. Maybe turning from your neck. Radiate my love, goodwill, compassion to soul friends everywhere. Exhale. We're gonna come, okay, I'll show you really quick. When we come to bridge today, since we've been working with the shoulders, we're gonna see if we can roll the shoulders under and release the hands. If you can't do that, don't worry about it. If you want supported bridge, slide a block under, okay? Because I don't know how you're feeling energetically. So once you get into position, have that block available if you want it. Have your arms beside you, palms face down, but roll the outer arms towards the floor and feel how the center of your chest picks up. Now press through the feet, lift thighs, hips, abdomen, chest. Now tilt your body to one side so you can hook the opposite shoulder underneath you in order to lace your hands together and press the outer wrist or pinkies towards the floor. So don't feel like your palms have to necessarily squeeze as we were doing earlier. Keep your knees closer together, but not touching. Your chest lifting towards your face. Your belly rising and falling as you breathe. Good, now separate your hands and shoulders, broaden them, and roll down one vertebra at a time. Now go ahead and just barely hover your feet. So the knees are still stacked over your hips, and just rock the knees to one side, through center to the other. And you're just rocking back and forth to massage the piriformis. That side area above the hip moving into the buttock region. Hopefully you feel that. All right, now draw the knees to center and pump them in with your arms. Pump them away as you breathe in. Pump them towards you as you exhale. Do that several rounds. And the next time you draw them in, have a very light, effortless hold. So you're not overly squeezing or straining the low back. Just soothing and stretching the low back. All right, you are welcome at this point to align your body in corpse pose. You are welcome to roll away and find and gather props to create something restorative. You are also welcome to sit upright in meditation. Whatever pose you choose, I would suggest taking a few deep breaths. With every exhalation, draw your attention down into your heart, down into your body, down into your feet. Every inhale, every exhale is helping you to connect and settle within. Number 8 often represents the sign of infinity. Today is the Lion's Gate, which is 8-8. They say at the end of July, moving through this date, onward to about the 12th, is an energetic portal.
portal, which is a time to take pause, a time to reflect, to use our energy so that we're aligning to our higher self, connecting to source energy, and feeling supported if we want to move forward on a positive path. As you continue to breathe and breathe well, look at the breath and look at this time frame, this energetic portal, as being a way to activate more potential on the inside. The potential for things to open up on the outside. This portal concerns the Sirius star that we honored in our practice, and Orion's belt that lines up with the pyramids of Giza. As you continue to breathe, I want you to envision that you're star bathing underneath an evening sky, taking in the twinkling lights, marveling at the universe, the cosmos, and celestial skies. Let this illuminate more wonder for your life here on Earth. Visualize the starlight is purifying even the elements that are here. From the earth to the water, to the air, to the fire. As the light continues to shine down, creating this purification. Imagine there's a gate that is now before you. Maybe there's many gates and you get to choose one. How is that gate manifesting? Is it grand or small? Is it solid or hollow? Is it from this culture or another? From this time or a previous time? Choose your gate. Open it. Walk on through. When you walk through, shift the energy, absorb the energy, activate the energy, be infused with this energy. Allow it to inspire you. And continue to step through the light, through this energetic portal, and maybe you can see what is lying ahead. Maybe you sense what is waiting for you on the other side. Count 8 more breaths. Conclusion of the 8. And to wiggle the fingers and toes, or maybe just turning your head from shoulder to shoulder. Inhale, stretching the arms overhead. Exhale, drawing the knees back in. And maybe rocking side to side across your back before landing to your favorites. Coming up for a formal seat. Bringing your hands together, Anjali Mudra prayer position. The light within me honors and bows to the beautiful light within each of you. We absorb this galactic light during this Lion's Gate portal to benefit and to support us in the ways that we want to go. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Namaste. Thanks you all for joining today. Appreciate your attendance.